Hello, this is a tip video. Have you ever played around with your inks and just to see how many different shades you can get out of it, out of the same ink pad? Some people only have just a couple ink pads. Some people have a lot more. So, but if you get all the primary colors, you have a lot of different shades in there that I bet you didn't even realize you had. For instance, this blue one, and I chose different types of ink pads just because I wanted to see which ones held up. These embossing arts rather, these ones and the commotion ones, they came back from the early 1990s. So I've had these ones for years. This one was given to me. And this one I bought off of just a couple years ago from, Amazon. And I just keep buying, I buy the re-inkers and just re-ink them. But I wanted to see the difference, which one was stronger, and also how many layers, how many different hues I can get out of it. So I started out with this one, and this is a corner stamp. And I started out with the Stampin' Up! One, Pacific Point, and I stamped it. And what I did was I just stamp until it didn't show anymore. So, and I did put a piece of tape over it so it'll show up a little bit better for you. So this was the first one. Second stamp, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I actually got 6 images stamped out of it. Out of one inking, just one ink, and then stamp. So I got 6 images. The froggy one with the commotion ink pad, I did the same thing. 6. I got 6. So I stamped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can barely see the 6th one. It also depends on what stamp you're using. Okay, then I used this Embossing Arts one with this leaf. And look how many I got out of this one. This one worked really good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are more watermarks because they're just getting lighter and lighter and lighter. But that's 9 different shades. 9 different shades of purple. So out of this one ink pad, I can get 9 different shades of purple. And then I did the black one, and I did the water-based Memento ink. And that one I got the most. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that one's really cool. I haven't done this one yet, and I wanted to do this with this butterscotch color. So I figured I'd do that one with you, so you can watch me doing this to see exactly what I'm talking about and how I did this. So you just ink it up really good, and then you just start stamping and repeat stamping. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, ooh, barely, 8. Okay, so I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are pretty good. The 7 and 8, well, they're okay for watermarks, but I would say the first 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like those ones. So, and the reason why I'm showing this to you is because if we know, and I've heard people saying this is first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation. But what I like to do is, if you have a book like this, a file folder, you can just take pieces of paper and put it in here. Then you can tape these in there on the pieces of paper to organize them and write down the name. And I would just let the flaps hang down and write down the name of the ink on the back, the ink pad. So that way you remember which one it is. And then just write the numbers right next to this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that way you remember. So that way, if I want to, say on this one that I just did, if I wanted to do the third tone, 1, 2, 3, I like that one, and that's the look that I was looking for. Then I can go ahead and I can stamp off. And I can say, all right, so I want the third color. So that means each time I'm going to have to stamp off twice. Let me get a piece of scratch paper. There. So that means I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to go 1, 2, and then stamp to get the third one. There we go. And then I'll stamp again. 1, 2, stamp to get the third one. And they should be exact each time. 1, 2, and then 3. 1, 2, and 3. So see, that way I know if I do all number 3s, if I stamp off the first 2 and then stamp the third one on, then they're all going to be the same tone. So if this is too dark for me and I want number 3, then that's how I remember to get it. Okay. Now another thing that I like to do with these is once I put the tape on it, and I like the tape on it because it holds the color longer and it shows it out a little bit more for you. But then I like to do this with it. And this one, I like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, good. So 6. So I'm going to cut this in half. So I have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Then I can take my black ink, my black Sharpie, and I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I can take my ink pad and just turn it over, and I can put this right on the back of it. I can tape them right down. That way I have it right with my ink pad. So I kind of prefer to do that than the folder. I started doing the folder for a little while, but then I had to pull it out each time and check it. And I'm lazy. So if you're lazy like me, then do it this way. This makes it so much easier because then you can use any tape and just tape it right down there. And I have some more of that blue painter's tape that I'm trying to finish using. So I can use this. And I can tape this down with my painter's tape. And that way, I'll have it on the back of here. Until it falls off. And if and when it falls off, I can always do another one. So there we go. There's one. And I think this is actually more convenient to do it this way because that way you can see it immediately. As soon as you pull your ink pad out, you can look at it and say, aha, that's the color that I'm looking for. So, because what if you don't have a light blue ink pad and you need a light blue? We've got it now. So now I know when I pull this out, I can just turn it over and look at it and say, okay, well, which tone do I like? So there you go. That's my tip for today. So I hope you like this idea and you'll give it a try. If it's something that you think you could use and be valuable to you, go for it. And hope you enjoy doing this, and it'll help you out in the future with figuring out how many colors you actually do have. So this way, instead of 5 ink pads, I've got at least 6 good images. So I've got 30 different colors. Isn't that cool? Alrighty, so I hope you like this idea and you'll give it a try. And until we meet again, happy crafting. Bye-bye.